Thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Tunnel Under the World by Frederik Pohl. Episode 1 opened on the morning of June 15th, as Guy Burkhardt woke up screaming out of a dream. It was more real than any dream he had ever experienced in his life. We've been introduced to his wife Mary, his secretary April Horn, and his friend Henry Swanson. We shared Guy Burkhardt's unease as his recurring nightmare, and the peculiar behavior of his friends has him questioning what is real. To quote Guy himself, "Can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something strange going on." This second episode begins with Guy's discovery that he is not alone in questioning his experience. Will he find answers as he continues to navigate his new yet familiar world? He went to his desk and stared at the mail. Before he opened it, he knew that the factory distributor's envelope contained an order for 12 new electronic computers. He knew that the development journal contained an article about a new method of transprinting selected brain circuits of human engineers onto the electric brain circuits of robot engineers to facilitate the operation of automatic factories. He knew that there was a complaint from Feinbeck and Sons about the Contro Chemicals' newest household robot circuit. After a long while, he forced himself to open them. They were exactly as he suspected.
Hello.
This is Swanson, Henry Swanson.
What is it?
Do you remember?
Remember what?
Just remember.
All right. Now listen, Henry. Let's stop playing games. Yesterday, either I was dreaming or you snubbed me on the bus. Today, the same thing happens.
Oh, you do remember. Thank heavens. I thought so when I saw you, but I couldn't be sure.
Now, what is it you want?
Listen, tomorrow morning, when I get off the bus, you get off with me. Be casual. They may be watching.
Who may be watching? Swanson? Hello?
You boss, Mr. Burkhardt?
Yes, I'm still out of cigarettes. Would you buy me a pack of Kelvins?
Wouldn't you rather have Marlins?
I smoke Kelvins.
But, Mr. Burkhardt, Marlins have that soft, creamy smoke that's so soothing to your throat.
Do you really believe that stuff?
Well, it's true. I wouldn't say this, Mr. Burkhardt, except that, well, I've gotten to know you pretty well, and I've grown to admire you so much.
I see.
Would you mind, Mr. Burkhardt, if I told you that for months now, I wanted to, well, just comfort you. I know how troubled you've been.
Well, you've never mentioned your feelings before, Miss Horn.
April. My first name's April.
Well, that's a pretty name.
You see, I do have your welfare at heart. That's why when I see you smoking Kelvins, and I know Marlins are so much better, will you let me buy some of them for you, huh?
Well, I suppose so. Why not? Here, bring me a carton.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Burkhardt. Guy.
I think you ought to go.
I'll be back.
There was something wrong, something definitely peculiar about what was happening. The call from Henry Swanson, the strange behavior of his secretary, Miss Horn, these new products, the dream. Guy Burkhardt went home that night, feeling like a man in a nightmare.
That you, dear?
It's me.
Did you have a good day?
Fair.
Oh, before you sit down, will you go down in the cellar and put in a new fuse? The switch in the hall closet blew out. I shut it off.
Okay.
Supper will be ready in a minute. So don't you start fooling around with that old boat hall you've been building.
I won't. Mary! Mary!
What is it?
Come down here. Hurry up.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was looking for a fuse and I thought maybe I dropped one under the boat hull. So I scratched around. Look. Let me put the flashlight on it.
Well,
Look at the floor.
what about the floor?
It's supposed to be cement.
Well,
Well, it's copper. There's a thin layer of cement, but underneath it's metal. Look here. Underneath the concrete, more metal. And here on the wall. You see? Metal. Metal under the floor, behind the walls, every place.
well, I don't really understand.
Mary, I know this sounds crazy, but somebody, for reasons I can't even begin to guess, has taken this house and replaced it with a clever imitation.
Guy,
Honey, I'm going to look around a little more.
well, your dinner will be ready.
All right, save it for me. There are a couple of things I've got to figure out.
Following morning, Guy Burkhardt woke up screaming. He dragged himself into the kitchen where his wife Mary was preparing breakfast and discovered it was still June 15th.
Mary, where's the morning paper? Where is it?
Outside the door, I guess.
Yeah, June 15th.
You better hurry, dear. Today's the day Mr. Barth fills out the quarterly tax return.
Oh, no, it isn't.
What?
He won't be there. He'll be at a meeting with that crackpot Dorschen at the Human Research Institute.
Mr. Dorchin?
He'll be there. And Miss Horn will have a new hairdo. And the elevator will be selling some new product. And Swanson.
What about Swanson?
Swanson, he said, I wonder if it's going to be the same today or whether.
Guy, what in the world are you talking about?
Huh? Nothing. Never mind. Where's my coat?
You haven't had any breakfast yet.
I don't want to miss my bus. I'll see you tonight.
Guy Burkhardt got on his bus. There were the same unfamiliar faces, the same unusually new-looking buildings, the same unusually bright sunshine. And on the customary corner, Henry Swanson, pale and furtive, climbed aboard.
Excuse me, sir.
It's quite all right.
Do you remember the phone call?
Yes.
Oh, thank heaven. Get off at the next corner and follow me.
Where are you going?
There's an excavation for a building about a block down. Make sure you aren't followed. I'll go first. Burkhardt? Here, behind the fence.
All right. Now, Henry, what's this all about?
Just a minute. I want to make sure you weren't followed.
Followed by whom?
By them, of course.
And just who are they?
I'm not sure. At first, I thought perhaps they were Russians. Now, I'm beginning to think they're Martians. No humans could have accomplished what they've accomplished.
Now, wait a minute. Start from the beginning, Henry. What's going on?
Look, Burkhardt, peculiar things have been happening to you, right?
Yes.
A lot of your friends are missing. Your house seems changed.
Yeah, there's something stranger than that. The date. Today is June 15th. Yet I could swear yesterday was June 15th and the day before that.
You got it, friend. It's always June 15th. And you and I are the only ones who know it.
But why, Henry? How?
I'm not sure. I think it's some sort of mass hypnosis or something.
Well, why doesn't it work for us? My wife Mary doesn't remember a thing.
Somehow, when it happened, they missed us. We were protected from the full force of the rays or whatever they used. Burkhardt, where were you on the night of the 14th, about midnight?
Let me see. That was Sunday night.
Yes.
Yeah, I was down in the cellar under the boat I'm building.
And I was in my dark room developing some pictures.
This just doesn't make any sense to me. Russians, Martians, what makes you think that?
I've seen them
Where?
at the end of the tunnel.
What tunnel?
Thank you. This concludes episode 2 of Tunnel Under the World by Frederik Pohl. And we hope to see you in 2 weeks when we have